Hey guys, this is another Company of Heroes gameplay. I'm playing as PE, my opponent is the Americans, and we're on Samois, or Samoa as it's supposed to be called. I didn't know it was supposed to be called that when this game came out, so I've always called it Samois, and I still do. I like the name more than Samoa, even though Samoa is correct. Anyways, the opponent noticed my name, and he says he's bad at this game too. And he actually is able to use a tactic that I like to use sometimes. It's talk to your opponent so that they're distracted with talking rather than playing. And it kind of works on me in the early game, I gotta say. Which is proof that it is a good tactic. In some of my earlier Company of Heroes games, you'll see that I recommend doing that. Sometimes, not always. It can get old, especially if you do it to the same opponent. If you're someone who plays the same people more than once. Anyways, I sent my Kettenkrad to the right to capture fuel because PE is very fuel heavy. And then I also bought 2 Panzer Grenadiers, and I'm only buying Panzer Grenadiers because Americans, you just want to use PG spam against them. It is the best strategy. The other strategies are not as good in my opinion. Some people like them. I don't. One is scout cars. Not very many people like that one. It's pretty bad against Americans because American rifles can easily destroy scout cars. And the other strategy is getting an infantry half-track, or 2, along with some Panzer Grenadiers. But I don't like that one. I don't know why. I always lose when I use that unless the opponent is just bad at the game. For me, Panzer Grenadier spam works against American rifle spam, which is really their only choice, but it's still a spam. So yeah, against the Brits, scout car spam, if I can talk this game. This is 45 minutes, this is going to be awesome. Hopefully I'll be able to talk. Scout car spam works against Brits. I always do it against Brits, and I always do PG spam against Americans. So here I see his first rifle squad. I send my Panzer Grenadiers into green cover. He does not close in like he should have, unless he saw my other Panzer Grenadier squad. If he did, then he made a smart move. If he didn't, then he made a dumb move. I don't know which one he did. I just missed what thing I did there. I think I sent my Panzer Grenadiers to the opponent's fuel because I wanted to take their fuel so that they can't take up. But he interrupts that with a rifle squad on my cutoff point. I'm kind of worried because I know my Panzer Grenadiers, even in green cover, are not going to stand up to that rifle squad, even when they're capping. Panzer Grenadiers are weak against rifle squads unless you bunch them up. A bunch of Panzer Grenadier squads against a bunch of rifle squads, Panzer Grenadiers will win, especially if they're upgraded. Like my 1 G43 squad. I always buy a 1 G43 squad at the beginning of the game. You get 50 munis to start off as PE, so you might as well spend it on something. Some people spend it on flame grenades, which are actually incendiary grenades, and some people spend them on G43s. I spend them on G43s because they cost exactly 50 munitions also, and they help you in all fights, not just once, which is what incendiary grenades do. I also do Panzer Grenadier spam, so I have other Panzer Grenadiers to back up my G43 squad, and I was going somewhere with that statement, but I don't remember where I was going with it. Anyways, you should buy G43s with that 50 munitions, unless you just find it does not work for you. It didn't work for me to use flame grenades because I suck at using grenades. I always forget that I have them, or I don't throw them at the right spot unless the enemy is in a building, which is what he is doing right now, which is really stupid because this building has 2 blind spots where the enemy cannot fire out of them. the two small sides where I am right now. You see, he actually knows that, so he's getting out. And he's going for one of my squads. But I tell him to go into green cover, and I also tell my other squad to go into green cover. But he pops bars, so I run away from that green cover to get a little bit of distance because I don't want fully automatic rifles shooting at my Panzer Grenadiers. I really should start calling them PGs. I call them PGs when I'm playing, in my mind. But I'm not calling them PGs right now, I don't know why. Maybe if I say PGs enough right now, I'll get used to it. Anyways, my two PGs are able to destroy that rifle squad and it retreats. And right here, he uses suppressing fire. Kind of a mix between suppression and suppressing. So he uses suppressing fire, but I still managed to get his rifle squad because he did not know I was right there. So I was managed to knock out 4 of his people before he realized I was there and used suppressing fire. So suppressing fire didn't do much. Also, you lose accuracy with suppressing fire. You get an increase in rate of fire, but there's a huge drop in accuracy. So your killing rate is decreased by a lot, but the enemy can't fire back. So it's a trade-off. Here I was trying to capture the victory point, but he has an MG there, and it's also a built MG, so he has spent fuel on BARs and that MG. The MG costs 25 fuel, I think. I have not built one since Opposing Fronts came out, and I think it was actually reduced by 5 fuel at some point. So it might be 20 now, I'm not sure, but 20 or 25, that's a lot of fuel to spend on something that's not very mobile. It actually might be 5. But regardless, he spent fuel on it. I can't remember how much it cost, but he spent fuel on it. So he is not going to get an M8 anytime soon, especially because, as you can see, I have decapped his fuel point, and I might make it out of there alive. I'm looking at the mini-map, trying to see. Looks like I do. And I do make it out of there alive. I have these 2 Panzer Grenadier squads. I don't know where I sent them. Oh, yeah, I sent them to the cutoff for the left munition point to shoot those engineers. I didn't really need to send 2 squads for that, but I was kind of wondering if he had another squad hiding outside of view, which is, if he did, that would have been a smart move on his part. So anyways, I tell them to capture that point, and he has engineers in the house. So I tell this Panzer Grenadier squad to go attack them outside of their range. I just put them in cover. They're outside of the range of the engineers' guns. They have like half the range of a normal squad, I think.
Is being reinforced.
But anyways, lots of fighting going on. Some in the middle, some on the left. Ooh, he also sends rifles on the left, but I am able to kill them because I have 2 Panzer Grenadier squads, and even with BARs, he is still not able to win. In the middle, we have his squad in one house. I'm in the church. That squad's almost dead, but he retreats. Not sure why. He was also capturing the munitions point in the middle on his side. With the rifle squad. I think it was a full health rifle squad. I know it had 6 members. I'm not sure if it was full health or not. Health matters. Don't just base it on the squad member number, and don't just base it on health. They each matter. So I'm kind of wondering what to do for the left side munitions point. I choose to attack it from the side where it has a blind spot. The MG cannot fire there. Because it's just outside the angle that it can fire in. Like every MG bunker or nest, or Vickers machine gun nest, I guess it is, for the Brits.
Comrades report the enemy has destroyed
he managed to destroy my kitty. And I call that a kitty, not a kettenkrad or a kitten. I call it a kitty.
Stores are under attack.
Yeah. Anyways. I'm not really going to explain that. I just call it a kitty. I don't know why. I guess it's shorter and easier to say. But anyways, I have an AT gun in the middle. But I guess instead of explaining that, I'm going to explain this and then come back to it. And I keep switching view. This is what happens when you multitask in-game. But multitasking is important. You should always multitask to keep your opponent having to do multiple things also. And if you're better at multitasking than him, you will most likely win.
Burn them out. We now
So I have
have
incendiary grenades.
at our
Consider throwing an
disposal.
incendiary grenade using this squad to fight off the chasing rifles. I decide against it because by the time he throws it, the rifles will be on top of my Panzer Grenadiers.
The enemy will never be.
Send the infantry half-track there, and you saw a little bit of a jump there because the recording froze. It does that every once in a while when it has to use more than 100% of my hard drive. The hard drive just freezes for a few seconds.
Send your orders.
Anyways, on the very left at the munitions point that he has, you can see I'm on the left of his MG bunker. On the minimap, you can see it, not on this main screen. So my infantry is slowly whittling away at the bunker, slowly killing it because American MG nests are weak to small arms fire. He did send flamer engineers, but I am able to kill them,
once more.
which I am glad. PE and Brits are both really weak to flames, so I was kind of lucky there. I got a squad with, I don't know when he got in there, but I managed to get veterancy from it. Ooh, yeah, I did throw a flame grenade in the house. Killed off a lot of his squad. Flame grenades in houses will leave them burning for a little while and kill or highly damage anyone that's in there. It basically forces your opponent out of the house, but it's not free like booby traps are if you take the SE doctrine for PE. Scorched Earth, that's what it stands for.
Lost a unit.
I think of it as SE. When I'm playing the game, everything I think is abbreviated. Like Kitty, PG, SE. I think AT, HT instead of AT half track. And I think half track instead of MG half track or something like that. It will help speed up your game and your mouse clicks if you think in abbreviated terms. It really does help a lot. Over here, I'm just repairing. Yeah. Hate when my guys get killed and don't know it. Yeah. I have to agree with that. I do say yeah in game. I think I have his MG nest at about half health. Yeah, it's about half health, if you saw it when I quickly moused over it. So they are whittling down the MG's health. If I brought the AT half track there, it would whittle down faster, but I don't do it because I don't want him to know where my AT half track is. If he knows that and brings an M8, the M8 will show up wherever my AT half track is not. And I only have one, so I'm not going to have any way to destroy the M8, which would not be good. However, I do put it in the middle where the fighting is going on because I wanted to kill some of his infantry, which is more important than killing that MG nest. It's also more important than him not finding out where it is. I'd rather him know where it is but kill some infantry than for him to not know where it is and it to be doing nothing and be useless basically.
We are losing ground.
I haven't mentioned it. I have not mentioned it yet in the commentary of this game, but the reason that I chose this game is because of the insane number of tanks at the very end. It is really insane, and I get kind of lucky with them. I'm not going to spoil much, but yeah, I did spoil that I won and that there's tanks, but that's all I'm going to spoil at the end, or about the ending. At the end, you're going to see everything. It'll all be spoiled, of course. So apparently I have destroyed the MG nest on the left. I am capturing it with my Kettenkrad, or Kitty, as I like to think when I'm playing the game. And he didn't see much GC.
Panzer Grenadier section is being reinforced.
When I was playing, I knew what that meant, but I have not been watching the chat while making this commentary, so hopefully you know what that means too, because I don't know right now. Ooh, screen went black. There we go. When I'm I have my computer set to turn off the screen after 15 minutes, I think. Maybe 10. Yeah, 10 or 15, I don't know. Whatever the default is. So, not much is going on right now. I'm repairing the AT half-track, which took all the damage from when the enemy squad was in that house with 2 blindsides. My kitty is capturing on the left side, and I have a Panzer IV coming out because he's doing a lot of infantry, and he's also spent a lot of fuel on infantry, BARs and MG Nest. He's also kind of spent munitions because he has flamer engineers. Not this squad, but he had some. I lose that half-track, which I think was the infantry half-track.
Americans are seizing territory from us.
No, that was the AT half-track, actually. My infantry half-track is at the right victory point. At the very top, at his munitions point, as you can see, there's an OP on it. Kind of the wrong point to OP. I mean, this guy's going field heavy, not munitions heavy. Especially with tanks at the end. Fuel heavy, not munitions heavy. He really should have OP'd his fuel and not the munitions there. I don't know what he's using the munitions on, but he chose the wrong point to OP. That was kind of a bad move on his part. So at his cutoff point, my Panzer IV was killing that rifle squad. I have a Panzer Grenadier squad and an infantry half-track attacking this squad, but my half-track's being attacked by an AT gun, so I quickly moved behind that small house that it barely fits behind, and it's safe. It can still attack the rifles. I make my Panzer IV show its front armor to the AT gun, and not the side or rear armor. Even with side skirts, the front armor is still better, even though in reality I think the side armor would be better if it had armor skirts. I'm not entirely sure. Because of the way that rounds work, they explode. They have a shell around the front of them for penetrating armor, and then they explode on the next hit, which would be the side armor after it penetrates the side skirts. But I don't think that this game, yeah, I know this game does not account for that. Front armor is still better than side armor, even with side skirts. So I'm trying to think which doctrine should I choose. I'm always indecisive about doctrines. I actually choose earlier than I do in most of my games. Normally I don't even pick one because I'm so indecisive.
SD-2 butterfly bombs have been deployed.
So now I pick Luftwaffe because of the butterfly bombs. I want mines to prepare for tanks or an M8 or whatever he's going to bring. And I don't have much AT on the field. I have one Panzer IV. That's only going to kill an M8. And now I have 2 Panzer IVs actually. I don't have any AT half-tracks, and I have no martyrs because martyrs are part of T3, Tier 3. And I don't have that built. So I have 2 Panzer IVs now. That's the only anti-tank I have. It's not really even anti-tank. It's anti-infantry, but it can destroy an M8. It can destroy a Stuart for the Brits. It's not going to destroy a Sherman. I think it will lose to a tank destroyer that the Americans get. I can't remember what it's called. I'm thinking T-50. M10, that's what it is. The M10 or the Hellcat, depending on if you have Tales of Valor or not. Oh yeah, at some point in this game I found a mine with my Kettenprod kitty, but I forgot about it and my Panzer IV runs over it. Luckily my Panzer IV gets side skirts before it has to take on the infantry here. Side skirts actually give a chance of sticky bombs doing no damage, they just explode and do nothing. I think it actually survives there because of those side skirts. If it hadn't got side skirts right there, I think it would have died. Regardless, it's getting attacked by an AT gun with armored piercing rounds. You can tell there's a bit of a different sound when they are using AP rounds than when they are using regular rounds. And so he kills my Panzer IV with armor piercing rounds, so I send my infantry there to kill it because I know he does not have any infantry there. And I hear a mortar. I think it's actually the dot on the minimap at the front of his base. But anyways, I move backwards because of the mortar. And I want to fool him about where my infantry is around the point. I don't want him to know. As you can see, that round missed, and he doesn't know where they are until now. I'm telling my kitty to go capture some points because it's not doing anything else, and also the people in the middle of the map at his cutoff point are not doing much either. So here's my third Panzer IV. That makes 2 alive, 1 dead. And I don't know why I was buying so many Panzer IVs, to be honest. I mean, I knew he was going infantry heavy, but I guess I know that he doesn't have much fuel. It was not OP'd, and he only has the 1 field point. He does not have the 2 smaller ones. So I know he doesn't have much fuel, but at this point I really should have been planning for a tank of some kind, because I have not seen an M8 either. That is a long-range sticky. That is something rifles at Vet 2 can do. They get increased sticky range. I'm not sure how much it is increased. I know it is a big increase though, and you have to kite really well to avoid it. So I see the AT gun, I'm like, whatever. I'm gonna get behind it before you can kill me. You're not gonna be able to do anything. Well, I was wrong. He gets a sticky or a mine, I'm not sure. You saw it in the video. I wasn't really paying close attention. And he also has another AT gun. So that Panzer IV goes down, I have 1 left. So despite buying 3 and going really heavy on them, I've been pretty reckless. That one was lost because I tried to get behind an AT gun, not knowing he had a second one. And my first one, I can't remember why I lost it. Oh yes, I now remember. The mine that was in that same spot. So yeah, there's the 2 carcasses from my Panzer IVs, and I see the Hellcat right there. So I'm like, oh shoot, move away. The AT gun's moving back so it can shoot me. And the Hellcat is right there. I considered placing butterfly bombs down, but that doesn't happen because the Hellcat is following me. I was hoping that butterfly bombs would prevent it from following me, but it follows me because it knows it's going to win that fight, so that was a smart move on his part. As you can see, I have a mine at the front of his cutoff point. How did I lay a mine? Oh, that's a butterfly mine. Okay, never mind. That's a butterfly mine. Those butterfly mines are still there. I just showed the image of a regular mine. I don't know. I guess that's something they didn't change when they made butterfly bombs. Anyways, whoa, he's taking my left victory point with a full health rifle squad. He's also attacking with the rifle squad at his 1 field point. Not his 1 field point, the small field point that's closer to him. So I'm in 2 battles right now, and I'm also trying to prevent him from attacking at his cutoff point. So I have 3 areas to guard, kind of. and I would say I'm doing it pretty well. I think I sent a tank. I did send a tank to the left victory point. In the middle, I have 2 infantry, 3 infantry, 1 in the house and 2 outside. Yeah, that manages to take out, or not take out, but shoo off. Say shoo shoo, leave you guys. Yeah, I'm sure that's what they did in the war. They managed to make him leave with 4 people, even though he's Vet 2. Yeah, Vet 2 makes him a lot stronger, but not invincible. They also do not get any defensive bonus, if I remember correctly. All of the allies' bonus for veterancy is offensive. Wehrmacht is entirely defensive. Brits, I don't even know what they are. I don't pay much attention to Brits in this game. I don't play them, don't like them. Panzer Elite is obviously you get to pick offensive or defensive. So anyways, at the right victory point, you saw the engineer squad there, so I send my half-track to go kill him. He sends another rifle squad to this field point. My 3 squads are still there, along with an AT half-track, which is attacking. But still getting moved back because I know he has an AT grenade there. And a Panzer IV, which I'm also holding back because I know he has an AT gun there. And if I said AT grenade before, I meant AT gun.
The enemy is impacting. Come to Belair's victory point.
On the right victory point, you can see my infantry half-track is doing great against these engineers, these flame engineers. I'm hoping to kill them. Sadly, that does not happen right here. I don't know if I do kill him or not. I also send this infantry after him. They shoot. He survives, okay. At least my half-track got veterancy out of that, and he lost most of the squad. If he has a, what's it called, the healing building in the American base, then he can obviously heal it. But anyways, my butterfly bombs managed to pin this rifle squad. It's not what I was wanting to use them for. I was wanting to use them against tanks, but this is good nonetheless. Against tanks, they're not that strong anyway. The most,
we have eliminated the enemy.
Very rarely they will
Attention, the enemy advances.
Take off a tread, but usually it just says hit mine, so it does a bit of damage, not much. And it does not slow down the tanks at all either, unless it gets that small chance of taking out the tread. So here he has the double vet rifle squad against my 2 Panzer Grenadier squads and a vehicle. That was a smart move of him to retreat. So as you can see at the top, 413 to 133 are the victory points. I'm trying to capture all the victory points while still kind of turtling up on his base. This is kind of turtling at this point. If you don't know what turtling is, it's basically move up a little, solidify your defense, move up a little, solidify your defense, move up a little, solidify your defense, and just keep doing that until you're in the opponent's base. It's much more common in games that don't have victory points or any other win condition except annihilate. A lot of RTSs are like that. And I remember being mad here, but then like, oh, whatever, it's not going to be that bad. I lost 1 squad, I have most of the map, and my infantry half-track is right there to take out those engineers. It's not that bad that I lost the 1 squad from the strafing run. That was honestly a bit of a waste of munitions on his part, in my opinion. But he might have thought that I had AT grenades or something, so he wanted to do that because he's sending in his Hellcat. And it turns out he has 2 Hellcats at the top of that hill too. Anyway, I send my infantry here to the AT guns because I figure he does not have infantry there. I don't know it for a fact, but I assume he doesn't, because I have seen his infantry retreating a lot, and he's also sending lone engineer squads to go capture the right victory point. So I assume he doesn't have much.
Strafing runs can now
I do take over this AT gun, And this is really good on my part. I take over the AT gun, I lose a squad, but that's fine. I also send in a Hemsel strafing run to hit his tanks, basically. I kill one with the strafing run, and the other one with the strafing run. And I still have the, whatever it's called, AT gun, that's what it's called. So I can now use this AT gun against his vehicles, which is awesome because I don't have any mortars or AT half-tracks, so I need some kind of decent AT against him. I'm also taking his fuel point, his main fuel point, because that'll give him almost nothing except his base and the rightmost munitions point that is next to his base. I also want to cut him off from anything he's getting in the middle, but he has flame engineers there, so I end up having to retreat. You might have seen in the bottom, the very bottom munitions point where I have it, there was an enemy triangle on the minimap. You might have seen that. I don't know, but there it is again. I assume it's a different, I assume it's the same one, not a different one. But it's a Hellcat. So I'm like, okay, tread break it and then run away. Because an AT half-track cannot defeat it unless it's at a longer range. The AT half-track has a bit of a longer range than any other tank, except the Firefly. The Firefly has the longest range in the game. So the AT half-track can defeat other tanks as long as it is further away. So it's outside of the enemy tank range, but can hit, it's within the range that it can hit the enemy tank. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh, it looks like that rifle squad also hit another one of my butterfly bombs, which I only used once, even though that was the whole reason I picked Luftwaffe Doctrine.
Forward supply lines are broken.
It is worth it though, because normally I don't even pick a doctrine, so this is one of those few games where I do.
We're ready to go.
At his field point, I am planning on him trying to take it back, so I have an AT gun, 2 infantry squads, a Panzer IV, and I'm also sending that Panzer IV up to try and destroy whatever's in his base. If I can get some of his units to retreat in his base, then I can retake the middle, because as you see, I lost it, along with the right side. So I'm just trying to get stuff to retreat to his base, and I'm also trying to destroy the tank depot. If I can destroy the tank depot around there, that's all the better, right? He can't pump out tanks, which I've seen. He has like 5 Hellcats out now, I think. So this is the start of that crazy ending. It also turns out he still has that mortar, which I have not seen this whole game, actually.
The Americans are capturing the sector.
Ooh, audio video desync right here.
Territory cut off from supply.
Hopefully it does not last the whole game. That's what happens whenever when my hard drive freezes because it's trying to use more than 100% of its resources, and I don't stop the recording and start it again. Sometimes I don't notice it, so I don't end up being able to do anything about that.
Jaeger Command is now available to
As you can see, my AT gun is attacking his AT gun. I'm hoping to destroy his AT gun, and I also want to destroy his tank depot, which I succeed at that. I don't know if I succeeded destroying his AT gun or not, because my AT gun's being attacked by the mortar.
The enemy is weakening even
Ooh, I do get it. Do I survive this last mortar shot before I move? I do survive. So I have that AT gun still, even though it was being attacked by a mortar for quite a long time. So that's good. At some point I built the tier 3 building.
We must protect our munitions from enemy
I think I was going for mortars when I built it. I was not going for the armored car or the MP44s. Oh yeah. Here I got whatchamacallums. Yeah, Fallschirm Jaegers, because I want to defend that building. I don't want to lose the 260 manpower I spent to make it a forward HQ. but he uses
Supply lines are
a
broken. We have territory
satchel
cut off
charge
from
on the
supply.
house, and
Enemies
it
will
kills
cower
everyone
if the
inside and
Bilbo
almost
Flak
makes
Panzer is
the
now available for deployment.
building collapse. That's kind of sad. I should have been watching that, but I did not expect it. So I now have a Panzer IV, a Martyr, and infantry. Always get the side skirts on Panzer IVs, just like M8s. Last game I said always get it on M8s. This game I'm going to tell you always get it on Panzer IVs. Always get it on both, if you can afford it. The top MG is not really necessary on the Panzer IVs, but definitely the side skirts. I think he was trying to capture my house here, so I quickly get Fallschirmjäger infantry, and he retreats. I am not sure why he retreated. It actually takes a long time for Fallschirmjägers to get the FG-42 upgrade. I think he would have won that fight, but he chose to retreat. So anyways, you can see he's not really doing much. I have him cut off except from the middle and the one munition point next to his base. I have infantry defending the right victory point. I'm building another Kettenkrad because I've lost a lot of the map. He destroyed my only one earlier, and I need something else to capture points.
We have lost a unit.
I'm not sure if I got Fieldcraft in this game or not. Fieldcraft basically makes it so Panzer Grenadiers can capture at a faster rate than they normally do. Their normal rate is 0.75. I think it makes it so they capture at 1. I'm not entirely sure. It might be 1.25 that they capture it when you have Fieldcraft. But regardless, it makes it faster. And I'm floating some resources, so I don't really care what it does as long as it improves the rate, because one Kettenkrad is not going to capture that whole map, especially with the 2 high munitions points very quickly. So there you can see his Hellcat has lost its engine. I'm not sure what caused it to lose an engine, but regardless, I don't care. It has lost its engine, it's basically stuck there, it can move really slowly. The MG in that house, I threw a flame grenade in and then retreated. That squad you just saw retreating was the one that threw it. I send my martyr to the middle, I think. Yeah, it looks like I do. Yep, I do. I leave it behind the Panzer IV because it has a long range. I don't need to show it. It's also very weak armor, so I don't want to risk losing it. And there's a Sherman and a Hellcat. As you saw right there, that sticky did nothing. And that's what I'm talking about with the side skirts helping against stickies. You can see his his rifles trying to get to my martyr. I'm like, no, you're not touching it with a sticky. I get in the way and I run over some of them. He manages to get behind my martyr. Oh yeah, I kill that.
The enemy has only 25 points remaining. His armor is proving to be even weaker
The
than
main gun is destroyed on my martyr. My Panzer IV is attacking infantry, but it's dead, and now my martyr is also dead. So I retreat these infantry, I think. It wasn't a smart move if I don't. And I did.
Our forward supply lines are broken.
Loud and clear. Send.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory cut off from supply.
So now I'm capturing the whole left of the map. I have pretty much the whole left except for that very top munitions point. Apparently I also have a Fallschirmjäger squad at his fuel point. I'm not sure when they went there. I do remember I told them to go there though. Anyways, I know that he has infantry and tanks in the middle. Maybe just one Sherman, because I took down his Hellcat, but I assume he's going to make more, even though I have his field point. Regardless, I know he has at least one tank in the middle and some infantry. So I'm
supply.
focusing on the middle while I capture the rest of the map, although I'm kind of forgetting to capture the rest of the map right now. As you can see, my kitty at the leftmost victory point is just doing nothing, sitting there. I get these PGs to throw a flame grenade and then retreat, but sadly they die before they can retreat. At least they throw their flame grenade, and it looks like it killed one guy. I also have my martyr there. Martyr showed up a little early. My Panzer IV was supposed to show up first because of the infantry. It would then attract the Sherman, which the martyr would kill. So that was a mistake on my part. But it still kind of works out. I moved them both back to my base entrance and wait for the enemy Sherman or enemy infantry to come up on it.
We are losing a sector.
Or them, not it. Fallschirmjäger find just minesweeper engineers there. So I'm like, okay, go kill him. I know he does not have much in the middle because he has overextended himself. He does not have enough units to cover the entire area that he has.
Send your mission orders.
So I know that he is weak in the middle. So if I get behind him like I'm doing here with the Fallschirmjägers, he won't be able to do much about it. His infantry, as you see, took the cutoff for the top munitions point. Or left munitions point, actually. Left main munitions point, I guess I could call it. Not sure what I've been calling it this whole commentary, but whatever. So anyways, I took back the victory point in the middle. I did not take back any resource points because I have enough resources. I'm intending to cut him off of resources right there. You can see the infantry moving up to his cutoff point. That'll be the easiest way to cut him off from any resources. And it'll also save time.
We are losing ground.
The other reason I went for the victory point is because he has 11 left, so I want to hurry up and end his victory point lead. I took back the middle. He is taking back the left, he has the right, and he's taking my field point. So I'm in kind of a bad spot right now, and it started when he brought out his Hellcat.
We have territory out of supply.
Those first Hellcats really pushed me back a lot. So yeah, I know that I'm needing anti-tank. And what do you know? My mortar's actually attacking a Sherman. So I'm like, okay, move back, and this is really smart on my part. And I learned it while I was playing this game, so you guys get to watch me learn this trick. Move back, because it's faster than a Sherman. Stop, shoot, move back, and then stop and shoot again. And he manages to take out the Sherman, like that. He barely survives, because I managed to stay out of range of the Sherman, while within range of my mortar. So that was smart on my part. I learned that right then and there. So you guys got to watch me learn a new thing in this game, a new trick. As you saw there, the AT grenade landed. I threw a flame grenade. Just missed it, so didn't quite work. I can hear it's using AP rounds, armor-piercing rounds. I do back up my Panzer IV, showing its rear armor, but that's because I didn't want it to take the time to turn around. If I had let it take the time to turn around, it actually might have lost it there, because it would not have gotten behind the AT gun before dying. Because it takes way too long to turn around a Panzer IV. It really does. It's better to show your rear armor in a situation like that than to turn around and show your front armor. So as you can see, I have the leftmost victory point and the middle victory point. He has 7 left, 6, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to win at this point. I did the kitty capturing the field point towards the top, or my infantry at the cutoff point for the munitions would have noticed enemy infantry by now if he's going to go for the left. And in the middle, I'm pretty well set. I have anti-infantry, which is the Panzer IV, and I have anti-tank, which is the Martyr. and both of those would hold him off from capturing the middle victory point. So I knew I was set to go. And as you can see there, he has a ton of mortars and machine guns, which you know what that means. A ton of supply drops. That shows he was running low on fuel and munitions, so he spent manpower instead. And that was probably not very smart. It did get him tanks, which pushed me back a lot, but he really should have used the manpower to try and capture his fuel point and also spend 200 on an observation point on his fuel point and not his munitions point. He really didn't use munitions in this game from what I can tell. Maybe I'm wrong. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this game. Thumbs up the video if you liked it, comment, and subscribe for more videos.